All right. All right. Hello. Hello. I will give it a couple of seconds to catch up. Sorry, I'm like a minute late. I was running around and am still unprepared for these currently, but we're going to make it work. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to preface this now by saying these will not be for super long. I'll probably do like 30-minute sprints because I am babysitting again today in a couple of hours. But we are here. We'll get like 90 minutes of reading/productivity done, hopefully. So, again, thank you all so much for joining me. I am so excited to relax for a couple of hours and read. Hello, I started What He Doesn't Know by Candy Steiner, and I'm pretty sure I'll be reading this all day. I'm hooked. My heart is going to hurt. I have that one on Kindle Unlimited right now, actually, but it's like a trilogy or a duet, so I'm scared to like start it because I struggle to make commitments to series. But I've heard the best things about this author, so I really hope you continue to enjoy it. Yeah, and it makes you cry. I could use a good book that makes me cry. So if it makes you cry or get emotional, let me know because I want to cry. Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you guys are. Yes, good morning. It is afternoon here for me, technically, but barely. So, yeah, thank you for joining. I've been slowly reading her backlist. I think that'll be one of the next titles I get to. Yeah, I have not read anything by the author yet, but I do have Blindside, and I'm reading Fair Catch next month, actually in April, for our book club, our romance book club that Stage and I co-host. So I do have those two books, both of which are very, very hyped up. Then I'm also getting a special edition Candy Steiner from Dark and Quirky, hopefully in early April, but we'll see when they end up shipping those boxes. But I'm very excited to have some of her stuff on my bookshelf. I'm going to be working on grad school stuff, so that's probably what I'll focus on, but I need to eat lunch soon, so maybe I'll start an audiobook. I will also first, during our first sprint, let me go grab my book really fast in my Kindle so I can show y'all what I'll be reading/doing. But dun dun dun. Okay. I will be reading a chapter of Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. This is for my creative fiction class for grad school. So I just need to read one chapter of it today, and then I'll be good to go with that. So I'm going to do that for our first sprint and just knock it out of the way. So I'm done with that. And then I also will be starting, and Sabrina, if you're still here, I think you'll be excited about this one. I'm going to be starting Only Mine by Laura Pavlov for a reading vlog, and I'm very excited. I did get the audiobook of it because I've just been in an audiobook mood recently, but I will be starting this book today, and I am very excited. It should only take me like 4 hours to read, so hopefully I can finish it between now and next weekend because it's going to be a very busy week, but hopefully I can listen to the audiobook periodically. Hello, still morning here, 11:30 a.m. That's awesome. You still got a full day ahead of you to do all the reading and productivity. I've read a few Candy Steiner, and I almost always love them. This one is really good so far. I apparently have to go right into the next book, which is why I haven't read it yet. Yeah, I've heard that about that series. I'm going to look it up because I don't know if it's just a duet or if it's actually a trilogy. Because I feel like there's 3 books, but nah, I'm probably wrong. What He Doesn't Know. Yeah, okay. No, it looks like there is a 3rd book, but it came out already, so maybe it's like from his POV or something like that. So it's What He Doesn't Know, What He Always Knew, and What He Never Knew. So there are 3 books in the series. So love that. I hope you enjoy it, Sabrina. Also with book 1 and starting with 1 book and starting another one today, hopefully. Very nice. Yes, I need to continue with that series. I really love that one. Yeah, it's one of Stasia's favorite books, hence why I'm reading it, because we're supposed to be having a vlog come out soon where we read each other's favorite books. I've just been slacking very much. So today is the day that I'm actually going to start my 2nd book for that reading vlog, and hopefully I love it. Hello. I'm sure the third is the husband's POV. Okay, yeah, that would make sense. I think 1 and 2 follow the same people, and the third book is the guys. Okay, yeah, it's hard for like me for like to really grasp the synopses of books when it's like written in first person, though like it's the beginning of the story. Because like the third book, the synopsis is, "I never learned my lesson, and I always want what I can't have." Oh, it looks like she's my student, 16 years younger than me, and my boss's niece. Interesting. I might have to read this like really quickly now because I like a good age gap. If that's actually what this one is about. Would say she's my student, 16 years younger than me, my boss's niece. Interesting. Yeah, I think it might be like unrelated, or like it might be a companion novel, but not related to the duet. Interesting. I might have to read it. It's a whole commitment, but I felt like I needed that right now. Don't read the synopsis. Yeah, I did not. I've enjoyed almost every Candy Steiner book. They have all been 4 to 5 stars. That's good to know. I am very excited. I'm very excited to read my first book from her in April for our book club, and then hopefully I'll read more after finishing and then hopefully loving Fair Catch. So we'll go ahead and do our first sprint at 40. We'll do 30 minutes, break, 30 minutes, and then we'll see if we can squeeze in one more 30-minute break. Yeah. Now I want to reread her books. Sabrina, which ones are your favorites? Okay, let me go ahead and get a banner set up while Sabrina answers that question. We're going to be reading, until 10. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. I wish I could give an opinion on this question, but I cannot. Let's see, I'm trying to... I guess Fair Catch is over on my desk. Have you read Blindside? And if so, what did you rate it? Okay, well, that answers my question. I have it on my shelf. I need to get to it, though. It's so pretty. I really need to read this one. I want to so bad. I should put it on my spring hopefuls list for my spring hopefuls or my spring like romance TBR video, but I did not, and that's on me. But I do need to read it, especially since it's your favorite, Sabrina. Oh, it sounds so good. It looks so good. I love the cover, and I want to know what the hype is around this man whose name is Clay. Okay, y'all. It is 39. I'm going to go ahead and get our banner going. We'll go for 30 minutes. Ooh, 1 second. I read Blindside. It's a 5-star. I think it's my second favorite of hers that I read. I need to double check my ranking. Also good to know. Okay, so we've got 2 like really great ratings for that one. So maybe I'll read it soon. Hello Letter to Whiskey, Waitlist, Fair Catch, No, The Wrong Game were all 4 stars for me, which still isn't bad. So I have the special edition of Fair Catch from the last chapter bookshop that I'll be like tabbing and annotating in April. So hopefully I also end up enjoying it. But we'll see. They're both football romances. And I don't read a ton of those. So I'm kind of excited to try out a new sports romance trope. Rather than I think you'll love Blindside for sure. If you dislike Blindside, I'd be shocked. Well, I'm pretty sure I'll love it. I feel like I have to now. I think it'll be really good. I'm excited to get to it. Okay, y'all, we're going to do our first sprint. We'll be reading until 10 after, and I'll talk to y'all for a little bit then. All right, y'all. That's the end of our first sprint. Feel free to let me know how y'all did. I read my chapter of Her Body and Other Parts for school, and then I scrolled through my phone for like 10 minutes. But it's fine. But I did read like 20 pages, so got that done for the day. And I'll be starting the Laura Pavlov book during our next sprint. Hello, Rylan and everyone. I'll be reading Dear Centauran, a Black Spirit memoir by Akwaeke Emezi. I would recommend, if you haven't already, to read You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by the same author. Loved it. It was so good. I feel like you might like that one. Let's see. Hello. Hey, I'm 70% into Icebreaker. Nice, very nice. Icebreaker is another one that I need to get to. I just finished it last week. I personally gave it 4.5 stars. I seem to be the only one. We read it for our book club, but I seem to be the only one who's like really enjoyed it. But I loved it, so I hope you get to it soon. I'm trying to finish it today so I don't have to read 2 books during the FL Fairy Loot read along. I don't know what the FL stands for, but no, that's totally fair. Made lunch and listened to the first chapter of The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. That sounds interesting. I started reading some The Glass Bottle Trick for my fairy tales class. Okay, that sounds interesting. Also edited the plot for my short story for another class. We love to see it. I got to 24%. I only have 8 minutes of blackout left. Y'all are making some great progress so far. I read 2% while trying not to cry watching you write in the book. Normally I don't write in my books. I do annotate occasionally, like write physically, but because I'm reading this one for class and I have to do a presentation on this chapter in a week and a half, so I need to write in it. Like I need to write in it so I can make notes for my presentation because I have to talk about the chapter and talk about different like elements of fiction within it. So I apologize. I was writing very lightly. I was writing in pencil though, so I hope that's a little bit better than like me writing in pen at least, but I do have to take notes on it and writing in the book is just easiest for me. Still reading Babel, very nice. How are you liking Her Body and Other Parties? I loved In the Dream House by her so much. I really want to read In the Dream House. I've heard it's so good. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's very much like it borders on like I know it's speculative to fiction, but like there are some stories that definitely border on like dystopian or like even a horror-ish. So those are like right up my alley. So I'm really enjoying it so far. We're only 3 of the stories into the book. And so far so good. Yeah. So I'm doing a presentation on the chapter called Mothers, which is the 3rd short story in that book. I haven't read You Made a Fool of Death You Read It yet, but I will read it this year. Got to page 105. Very nice. Yeah, FLS Fairy Loot. Okay, that's what I thought. Like I know my bookish acronyms for the most part, I feel like, but that's awesome. I didn't know that they did read along, so that's very cool. We're going to go ahead and do our next sprint at 15 so we can squeeze in one more 30-minute sprint afterward. So we'll go ahead and start and we'll read until 45 this time. I might lay down on my bed during this next sprint so I can rest a little bit before I babysit 3 children tonight. Thankfully, the girl that I work with and I are going to be tag teaming because one of the babies is 4 weeks old. So I do have to babysit in a little bit. So I might lay in my bed and like amp myself up for that because I'm just very tired. It's been a long weekend of watching all the children. I'm enjoying Icebreaker. I can see it being a 4-star for me, considering that I wasn't willing to at the start. That's very fair. There were definitely some super frustrating moments in the book, but in the end, my heart was just so happy. So I was like, 4.5 stars. You gotta love it, right? But I'm so glad that you're enjoying it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do our next sprint. I will see y'all at 45 and we will talk then. let me know how you guys did. I got to page 34 of Always Mine and struggled to keep my eyes open. So I'm definitely going to lay down for the next sprint and listen to my audiobook. But let me know how y'all did. We'll start our final sprint for the day at 50, so that way we can wrap up really quickly and I can get ready to go babysit in about an hour. Okay, so we're gonna start at 50, so we will read until 20, and then we will call it a day. You can come babysit for me anytime. Well, if you're ever in the Nashville, Middle Tennessee area, let me know. I am building up a network of families currently to babysit for. Got to 14%, read 15 pages, just over 100 pages left. Very nice. You're reading Babel, right? Yes, okay. Very nice. Are you enjoying it? Babel, I've heard really good things about it. It's just a chunk, and that scares me. I finished my last 14 pages of Briefly a Delicious Life for book club tonight. Very nice. 30% in, and I had tears. My heart hurts for the female main character. If you're in tears, I will probably be sobbing at 30%. So, okay, it's on my Kindle Unlimited. I already have it downloaded, so maybe I'll start it whenever I have a free second to read. If I can get through this next week, I feel like I should be back on like my normal reading schedule. This past week I read like 3 graphic novels or like manga. First watched that series, but I've not been reading as much recently. Makes me sad. It's taking me forever, but I am enjoying it. That's good to know. I read 3%, currently at 75%. Are you reading it with your eyeballs or are you listening to it or like reading it on your like digitally? I'm just curious. I had the audiobook that I listened to with my physical copy. My reading vlog for Icebreaker also comes out tomorrow. Yeah, I'm just curious because I feel like the audiobook was really good and it helped. It's a pretty chunky book for like a romance, and I'm not sure I would have gotten through it as much or as quickly, as much of it quickly as I did without the audiobook. And I also am not sure if I would have enjoyed it as much without the audio because I feel like it just helped continue like pushing me along. And it made some of like the frustrating parts go by faster, especially with the butthole in the book, you know. If you've read it, you know who I'm talking about. Okay. We've got about 2 minutes left. So far, I'm really enjoying Always Mine. I don't not like friends lovers, but it's definitely not my favorite trope. But I am enjoying this one so far. Yeah, not a huge fan of that trope, but so far it's enjoyable. I'm excited to keep going with it. My Audible says that I have 3 hours and 37 minutes left of the book, so maybe I can finish it this week while I drive to work and things like that. I don't know. I'm tired. Sorry, you guys. I am sleepy. I will be going to bed hopefully early tonight, depending on when I get home from babysitting and can shower and get ready for bed. Whew, okay. Exhausted. I'll go ahead and get our banner ready to go. I apologize for how short the sprints are going to be today. Yeah, because I have to leave after this next sprint, but hopefully over the next couple of weeks, Stasia and I can figure out some more times to do sprints, and we can go live again fairly soon. This week will be a no-go for me, just based off what I've got going on, but hopefully we can go live a couple of times in April, yeah, and do some sprints together. If Mabel doesn't wake up, I will read some of the bonus season after I film a clip of the sprint. Very nice. I was reading a physical book, but I had to return to the library on Friday, so now I'm reading it on my Kindle. Okay. I do still feel like I read faster on my Kindle than I do physically. So hopefully you're like getting through it at a pretty good pace. It's pretty chunky for a romance though. Like I don't vibe with books that are over like 350 pages or so, and this one's like 420. So, but she is pretty with her tabs. So I can't complain about that. Oh, okay. Perfect length. I know. You're welcome, Bailey. I know you love 30 minutes. Yes, I know 45 minutes sprints today. Okay, y'all. It is now 50, so I'll see y'all back here in 30 minutes to do our final little chat, and then we'll hop off for the day. that was the end of our last sprint. Let me know how y'all did before we hop off. For the afternoon, I must leave in like half an hour. I got to page 67 of Only Always Mine, and y'all, this book is so good. I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. Yeah, I read faster on my Kindle 2. Sorry, let me rewind. Yes, I read faster on my Kindle too. I've been managing about 2% each sprint today. Yeah, that's how I am too on my Kindle. Hey there, just found your channel by searching up sprints. Are you wrapping up or did I catch you at the start? I am unfortunately wrapping up. Normally I am live for much longer, but I do have to babysit in a little bit. So that was our last sprint. But I do host sprints, I would say pretty frequently on my channel. So definitely if you want to keep an eye out for more, feel free to do so. I do host sprints a couple times a month, I would say. So I won't have any this upcoming week because it's a busy week for me, but hopefully next week I'll be able to host I'll be able to host a sprint or two on my channel right around Easter. I'll be going home for a little break, so maybe I can go live one of those days that I'm at home. Hi, I also just searched in for some sprints. I'm reading The Girl with Nine Wings. Well, I'm so glad y'all were able to join for a little bit. I'm so sorry that this was our last one. But yeah, Sabrina said that Sarah's Shelves has sprints going on right now. Yeah, Sarah does sprints every Sunday. And so I'm pretty sure that she's still live. Yes. So feel free to go hang out with her. Hers are very much a hit. So she'll be going live, I'm going to guess, for a little bit while longer because she's normally live for a while. Nice to have found your channel. I was reading Bunny. What a strange book. LOL, but I like it. I read that one back in 2020 and was very confused, but it was definitely an interesting read, I will say. 36% in. It is good. I swear she keeps going back and forth. I'm going to be so mad. Yeah, that is yeah, definitely frustrating. Definitely frustrating. I understand that. Got some productivity stuff done during that sprint. Thank you for the sprints and have fun babysitting. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully we'll see y'all again very soon. Another 2%. Very nice. I need to go get ready to leave in about 30 minutes. So I must run, but thank you all so much for joining me in a couple of reading sprints today. I read almost 70 pages of Always Mine, and I read a chapter for school. So definitely very productive sprints today, which I always appreciate. So I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast. I'm so sorry again that these were really short. Next time we go live, I will go live for longer. This weekend just ended up getting a lot busier than I had planned when I had made these because I thought I was supposed to have a free weekend, which is totally okay. But I do wish that we were able to keep going for a couple more hours. But hopefully I'll be able to go live in the next week and a half, 2 weeks or so. Stay tuned for live shows popping up on my channel. And hopefully I will see you all again so soon.